wonderful freedom this is. Being wanted, being wounded, being hot as hell in 3 states, 4, 5 states, whatever. Feels like you and Bonnie are hot as hell everywhere. Hot right in this ditch in the chilly fog a mile from the burning hell. Oh, they'd love to find you here for sure. But you weren't thinking how it would feel to get this close to this place again when you said, let's do it. No way. And you weren't thinking you'd be here with this pathetic drug addict Mullins instead of Fultz or Raymond or someone you don't have to watch every second. Someone who's likely to turn rat just for another hit of dope. It's amazing what a man can force himself not to remember most days and nights, except when it creeps up. And standing here in a ditch so close to it all, to where most of it all happened anyway, some of it does creep up, no matter how you fight it. Burnin' Eastham. Burnin' hell. Sure, you have killed a few men, more than a few, but you're not a killer at heart. Not according to your friends, anyway. This is not to say that you're afraid to pull the trigger when it has to be pulled. And not to say that you don't like the look of fear in big cops' faces when a gun's pointing their way. If they'd look a little more afraid and not be reaching for their own guns all the time, you tell your friend, the trigger might not need pulling so often. You pull the trigger, sure. It's just that there's no pleasure in it, even when it has to happen. So you're not a killer, right? But when those memories do creep up, you start to think about those guards and their finks, their chains and their bats, and their trusties who will sit on your head while the man, the captain, whips you with the strap. And even worse sometimes is what goes on when the guards aren't around. When those memories creep up, those guys, well, they deserve whatever comes their way. At least as much as you do. The guards at Eastham Prison Farm, some 30 miles north of the main Texas State Penitentiary at Huntsville, hate that fog, but are pretty well used to it. Running the boys out the 2 miles or so to the work site from the building in dim dawn light and fog means riding closer to the jogging squad than the guards want to ride, just so they can see the boys clearly. Closer to the convicts means the convicts are closer to the guards, closer to their reins, and closer to their bridles, closer to the loaded Smith & Wesson .38s in their holsters, closer to the shotguns, though with those right in a guard's lap all day, he is damn well likely to get a blast off if a prisoner is stupid enough to try to come near it. Or not. Trouble comes fast in fog. On a foggy morning just like this, in fact, an Eastham guard named John Greer rides into the middle of his squad, all fired up to give the lazy bastards a piece of his mind, and maybe a piece of the bat for milling around instead of chopping weeds. Only instead of pistol-whipping some sorry 2-time loser across the side of the head as planned, it's suddenly Greer who is pulled off his horse and passed around a circle of convicts like some Julius Caesar to be stabbed one at a time with homemade dirk knives. Greer doesn't even get a single shot off, and he winds up dead with no witnesses as to who exactly did it. Funny how you can have lots of killers, but no witnesses at all. Not that someone at Burnin' Eastham won't be made to pay hell for the killing of a guard. This foggy morning, another guard, whose name is Olin Bozeman, isn't going to make that particular mistake. He'll make a different one, which he'll live to regret, and one of his fellow guards, Major Crowson, will make an even dumber move that he won't live to regret, because he won't live. No, as a general rule, the guards don't ever want to be too close to a squad of felons armed with hoes and other tools, not to mention guns snuck in from outside. Guns that the guards know nothing about until the cold barrel is pointed straight at them by a man who may hate them enough to kill them, or may not, but who is desperate to get out by whatever means necessary. But Eastham guards still have to be able to count the boys as they jog along. So the thicker the fog, the closer they have to stay. Seems like counting is most of a guard.